Welcome to the channel. This is Clarity Empress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring you a collective energy reading for none other than my Clarity Empress Collective. I hope you are all doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Come in the comment section or the chat and let me know how the reading resonates with you. I hope everybody's doing well. And when you ring that bell, right? That lets you notify, get you, let you be notified anytime I come on. That way you never know what goodie you gonna get, what gem I'm gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? I am doing great. And yourself, Bite? How are you? How you doing? Thank you, darling. Appreciate it. I said no flats. That's all right. Good. That's good to know. Good to know. Good to hear. Whew. I'll let this room warm up before I start. I ain't want to waste no more time. Ooh. All right. Get myself together. So, perseverance, grace, peace are the order of the day. We're going to start off with the Money Moves Oracle deck. And then we'll go from there. I'm missing something. I think it's that other deck. Did I not bring it up? Or did I bring it down? The hell are we doing with stuff? Oh, there we go. Not the deck I was looking for, but what I want to use. So we're going to use Tangled Love. I'm about to get started. See you all coming. You see Carmen. Okay. Alright, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. What they need to know. What do they need to be aware of? When it comes to the subconscious and the conscious, like what is Spirit, what is their higher self trying to tell them about their connections, about life? What's that? Okay, somebody thinking of you. Somebody's in nostalgia energy. They miss you. Excuse me. Fixated on you. Somebody's obsessing. And somebody's grieving over the loss of you. All right, tell me more. Spotlight. Well, this person like attention. This is somebody, whoever's thinking about you is missing the attention that you give them. Sometimes people don't miss you. They miss what you give them, right? So if you gave them attention, that's what they're missing. Maybe they used to be in the center of your universe, so to speak, and they want that back. I mean, in the readings lately, there's been a lot of control issues coming up. The person missed you, but there's lacking a lot of love. I'm not seeing too many hearts come up. So it's not about love. It's more about somebody's feeling of a loss of control. A lot of times, toxic people in your life, all they ever miss is the value that you gave the connection. Knowing the difference helps you understand what your role was in their life, not so much what you wanted it to be, right? Tell me more. And that person could be popular, In the hidden energy, true bond. So you might have had a divine union with the person, but they only let you see spurts of that. And you'll find that more with narcissists and avoidant types. They give you sneak peeks of their higher self, right? You don't always see the true them, right? Or at least that mask like goes right back on. All right. So you see that little hint of human nature. They'll show you little bits of it, but never really the full thing. So you don't know where you stand with people like that. So this person, you may have had a real like soul connection with this person, but they have to be willing to work toward the connection just like you have to be willing to work toward it. Like it can't be one sided, one way. You know what I mean? And I'm giving it's given if they're very attention seeking, which I see here. Um, Love is supposed to work toward them in their mind, right? It's not a mutual thing. Tell me more, spirit. And thanks for coming to the live, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Says healing through love. This is the challenge. This is what they was. This is what your higher selves came here to do. Heal through love, care, recovery, safe to feel again. That's in a challenging lesson. So here it is on the low. Like this is not what they show people because this is in a hidden energy, right? This person will show you sneak peeks of who they are, who they could be. They give you little bits of potential. They give you little highlights of life could be like this with me. And it feels good, but it's only temporary, right? And then you have care, recovery, and feeling safe again. That's in a challenge lesson. So this person may be in this nostalgic energy, or you could be in nostalgic energy, wanting to have that feeling again. But I'm gonna let y'all know right now, that's a pattern if this person can't maintain it, right? They can give you temporary love, but they cannot commit. All right, so let's see. Is this person ready to commit, Spirit? Let's see. Tell me more, Spirit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, whoa. No. We got Infernal, Desperation, Self-Sabotage, Life in Flames, and Breaking Point. Lord. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, what is this at? Real Reunion. Back for good. Yeah. So this is what is desired. The real reunion is desired. But they're more likely, because the likely outcome is infernal, to sabotage the connection, which is probably what they've been doing, giving you a sneak peek. You go through these periods of time with this person where you miss them. Then they crave of some sort of attention from you, or maybe you give the attention to them. Then you go through in the hidden energy and your intimate times that healing. You feel that true bond. You feel like, you know what I'm saying, you get your little dopamine hit because they act right. Then you feel like, okay, we could really do this. And before it gets anywhere, this person sabotages the whole thing. Desperation, self-sabotage, life in frames, and breaking point. I also feel like this person's life must be in shambles right now in a lot of different ways. Like whatever they're experiencing and going through could be a hot mess, you know. But it feels like with that being a likely outcome. Deanna, how you doing, Deanna? With that being a likely outcome, it's possible that they would just put you in another cycle, do it all over again because they haven't healed, right? They give you glimpse of what healing might look like, and that's very misleading to have somebody in your life playing with your emotion. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be better. I'm good. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be together, and then they snatch it all away. We're sabotaged. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy with a person like that, to know they don't really mean what they mean. What they say only when they say it. But because they're afraid, and this person has a lot of fear through abandonment wounds, through growing up, through severe neglect, because they walk with a certain level of fear, and it goes with the thumbnail that I mentioned, making the unconscious conscious. What's up, Deanna? I'm speaking straight facts. Okay. Well, if you've never been here before, welcome. Um, but it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So until this person makes the unconscious conscious, and that's where the shadow work begins, they will let life flow and call it fate. And that was a quote by Carl Jung. That's on the thumbnail tonight. You can't, if you don't make change and you just coast through life, there's no growth, there's no healing. You know what I mean? There may be highs and lows, but there's no steady progress. You have to persevere, and sometimes you got to face that pain that you're unwilling to face. And this person, they're just going to go head straight into, let me mess this up again. Let me mess this up. You know what I'm saying? And because then that way, if they see the true me, they can't reject me if I mess it up. I mean, that's what's playing in their subconscious. They never had real love. Peace, sis. So this person will subconsciously ruin this connection just to not have to face you, um, to feel good about themselves, to stay in control of the connection. That's what it boils down to. Somebody wants to stay in control of the connection. Tell me more. Spirit say you can feel them when they think about you. Tell me more, Spirit. And thank y'all for coming to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell. You know, it's an energetic donation. Costs you nothing. Means everything to the channel. And we definitely appreciate you. Yeah. This person, when they think of you, Spirit said they were grieving you, right? Says hurting, crying, depressed, pain, sorrow, and feeling rejected. So sometimes this person is extremely fearful of the impact that you have on them. This is what causes them to go through the cycle to self-sabotage, because you are the one that could hurt them the most. Okay? All the others that they cling to, all the others that they got time for, that they don't mean the same thing. It don't feel the same way. But with you, you represent, this person could crush me if I give into them, right? So they only give you a little bit. They only give dips and dabs. They don't ever come fully clean. They don't ever, are straight up. They're not safe to love because they don't feel safe to love, if that makes sense. They may not know how to love, but they don't feel safe to even try. What they do feel safe is whatever you offer them, any attention that you give them. They feel safe to accept it up until a point. And this is the kind of energy that will, a person that will play in your energy because they only want to dabble in the love. They don't want the full thing because God forbid you crush their spirit or their soul. All you want is grace and peace. All you want is a true bond, an unshakable divine union. Spirit promised you that. And you know that. You deserve that. But this person does not know. They can't give you what they don't have. Like if you've experienced what I'm talking about, this person is not capable of giving you what they don't have. And you have to know this too. Not to feel good about yourself in a negative way, but at the same time, you got to know that this person was more than likely intimidated by you. But instead of showing you a vulnerable side of them, they may try to humble you, or they may try to control you with their time, ghosting. And a lot of times people like this, they do ghost, right? They go isolate so that they can regulate their emotions. So the intention is not always to like punish you, but it is also to withdraw so that they can regulate. That distance gives them the opportunity to regulate their emotions. The thing is, it's a form of unhealthy relationship regardless of why they do what they do. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Oops, what was that? Yeah, toxic environment, bad advice, low vibration, karmic relationship. So remember what I said. If they go to other people and they seem to be fine with them, but they're emotionally unregulated with you, that's because them people don't mean the same that you do, right? They don't mean as much, or like they could take it or leave it with them, or they already know the toxicity that they're getting from them, so they're not emotionally invested the same way. This person runs from emotional investment. So if they hang it hard and tough with other people, they're not emotionally invested in them. They are convenient. They are a distraction from you, right? They don't feel the need to be vulnerable with them, or may look like it, but they still not telling it all. With you, they've already gave you sneak peeks of what a divine union looks like, what their higher self truly desires. But this person is unable to maintain it because with Infernal here, they will self sabotage. They will. Tell me more, Spirit. Mm. I'm sorry I can't show y'all when I shuffle sometimes because if I put it in front of the cameras in my face and I'm right there at the camera, so it's a little challenge. So sorry about that. When I figure out how to get my overhead view back, you'll be able to see everything. What's this? Love that last timeless, deep. So you may have a past connection with this person. They felt familiar in many ways. The problem with that, right, is that you have to also bring your unconscious to the consciousness, right? Because sometimes toxic relationships, and I feel like this relationship with this person may be toxic for you, emotionally toxic, they also can mimic what you are accustomed to, right? So you may have your own toxic environment that you came from, and this person could mirror that to you because they might be like your mom or your dad or your whatever your toxic environment growing up was, whatever toxicity you had, the unavailability of a parent, things like that. They could be like that and it feels very familiar. It tricks the mind into believing, oh well, this is a intimate soul connection, but they're really behaving like somebody you are have experienced before, maybe in a different way, right? Because if it's a parent in a romantic interest, it's going to look different, right? But the feeling itself could be pretty much the same. Hi, political angel. Tiny Empress. So what this person could be doing is just demonstrating some behaviors that you're familiar with, which makes you feel comfortable. Because when we're familiar with a person, or I should say, a type of person, it makes us feel comfortable because we know this behavior, we know what this person is like, right? And when we decide that we're going to get comfortable with that, here comes the toxicity that all is usually underneath the surface, right? There's some people who are very charming. And I mean charming to the point where you feel like, oh wow, I know this person. I met this person before. They're so sweet. They think about me, or they're chivalrous. They're all the things, right? But there's this underlying familiarity with this person, and you can't put your finger on it. So it starts to feel like almost fairy tale-ish, or something you can't explain until you get to know them, until that mask falls off, and then you realize, oh, and it takes a while, right? Because they can hide it to a certain degree. But once you see it, you can't unsee it, and you realize, oh, okay, My father used to do this to me, or my mom used to do this to me. But it's only until you've brought that unconsciousness conscious, and you start to desire grace and peace. You don't want that. When you realize what it is and you don't want that, that's when it's like, okay, we got to do this differently now. I can't, I'm good. We don't want that. Right? So this person makes you feel like a past life connections, because that's what's in the hidden energy. Like it feels like a true bond. It feels like you and this person can't be apart. Like even if it's physical, you feel like you can't be apart, or that you are not meant to be apart, right? You feel like it was so from so long ago that it lasts. It's like it's real. And it may be very similar to them as well. However, your person will self sabotage. That's the likely outcome. Tell me about healing through love, because that's in a challenging lesson. And I feel like that's what Spirit wanted y'all to do, is heal through love. But it takes two. One person can't do it. Yeah. So one person can't do it. You fed up, walked away, no communication, and you took your power back. That's the challenge. Like, there's no cooperation because this person self sabotaged. It's giving me that a lot of y'all have promised yourself to not allow somebody to take you through this again, right? Once you realize, because again, when you feel like a deep connection with somebody, it's hard to see the red flags. It's hard. It's hard when you don't want to. Okay? It's real easy when you're not in the, like, your family, your friends, whoever is witnessing it may see, oh my God, that's them red flags is blazing. But when you all in it, like, no, this is my boo. You don't see them red flags. You cozy up, get up under the covers of the flag and feel just fine. And Spirit is saying, you gotta be careful with this one, because they are exhibiting things that you already know you already don't like. And sometimes you gotta get stung by it for you to realize, oh, wait a minute, the hem of my pants is on fire. How did that happen? And Spirit said, bring that unconscious to the conscious, because you may be projecting something you want to be, but that don't mean that's what it is. You got somebody who's in fear in this connection. Tell me more, Spirit. Somebody's in fear in this connection. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is this person is fear of their being vulnerable with you, fear of you destroying their heart. This person is very guarded, even though they give you bouts of higher love, higher self love. It's only like you only get it in spurts. It's almost enough to know that it can exist, but not enough to sustain a connection. So this is like giving unrequited love. There's not enough of that to maintain a connection with this person. Tell me more, Spirit. What's that? Yeah. And you know what? I wanted to avoid that word. I wanted to avoid the word, but it's here. So this could feel like a twin flame, right? Not that it is a twin flame. It could be a soul contract. It could just be a lesson. It could be a karmic soulmate, right? You have to take it how it resonates and how you see it, right? But I do feel like it feels something like how a twin flame is described. It feels like you both can't really maintain, like you may repulse each other at times, but then also at the same time want to be together. But if there's no cooperation, being together is not going to work. That's just how it goes. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, apology. So this person may want to apologize. I mean, they are thinking about you. They are grieving this connection with you. And they want to have a heart-to-heart conversation because they want a real reunion. However, when you start doing the shadow work you need to do, if you've already done it, good. It never ends, but good. Why? Because you'll recognize that if this person hasn't done any of that, that will put you right back. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, y'all. That'll put you right back See how I told you I'm up on this daggone camera. That's why I can't shuffle in front like I want to. But that will put you right back in the same place, in the same way the connection flowed before. The same patterns. Let me back this up. If you accept it, well, I can't say you can't accept an apology. I'm not trying to say that. But if you receive an apology, right, with the idea that the connection will restart, and this person has not made their unconscious conscious, meaning they haven't acknowledged their shadow and where they're wrong, right? They haven't um taken accountability for whatever went wrong in the connection on their end, because both could be wrong in some ways. If they're not able to do that, this is like a recipe for disaster. This is a recipe for, let's repeat all the hurt and pain all over again because one of us or both of us didn't learn our lessons. It's very karmic in nature. Why? Because karmic really just means you need to learn the lesson in this. What am I here to gain from this? Okay, and your person is just like, hey, I'm ready more of that attention that you used to give me. I'm ready, for you to pay attention to me some more. That to them feels like a real connection. Not them giving you the attention, or and with reciprocity. Not them doing anything for you, but them taking and receiving from you. That feels good to them because that means they're emotionally lazy. They don't have to make no efforts. They don't have to change anything about themselves. They don't have to acknowledge the hurt and the pain that created the problems that they have done in the connection. If you accept an apology and communication with them, you've accepted them basically how they are, and they don't have to do anything about it, right? They gotta make it up. They don't have to try hard. They don't have to heal. Nothing. Nothing. Oh shit. All these I'm missing all these messages. My bad, y'all. You see it now, political. Okay. Hi, old true messenger. She said never again. What's up, Carmen? Edwin Poole. Silence is gold. I know that's right. You know, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and thank y'all for coming. I think people don't seem to understand when they choose not to do the healing, they're taking a large gamble with who's gonna have them in their life, right? Or having put it this way, they're taking a huge gamble whether or not they're gonna have access to you. A lot of times people like this, they take that for granted because the assumption is if you care, right? Even no matter what they feel, but if you care, then you'll just be there, right? And they go frolic and play and do the nonsense that whatever that is that they do. And then they can come back and, or they can go be quiet and try to emotionally regulate quietly, ghosts. And then come back when they're ready. That just sets you up for failure, or at least set them up. And it is a self-fulfilling prophecy of sabotage, because now eventually you're gonna come back, you're gonna knock on that door, and that person that you looking for ain't gonna be there. They've moved. They've quietly let go. They've moved on with someone else. They're gonna knock on the door and somebody's answering it, and it ain't their person. But this person, I feel like, is taking some I would say immature gambles by not doing the work, not doing that shadow work. They are accepting the fate of you exiting their life for good. And when people get you to that point, right, where you just say, all right, I'm done. I've tried, I did, I'm over it. And they let you get to that point thinking that's all right. They can go all the way off to the edge. I'm going to be able to pull them back until they realize you ain't hanging off the edge no more. You done sailed on. You done got on a boat, moved to the other side of the world, and living your best life. Okay? No, it's not that they don't care. It's just they are too stuck in pride and the ego. Okay? That pride and that ego be having a vice grip on this person. Like, they can't get out of their own way. They can't be vulnerable because of their pride and their ego. They care too much. That is why the pride and ego is so like a big shield around them. They care too much. And it's not good though, because it's not conducive to a relationship to allow control issues, pride, and ego to ruin connections because you're unwilling. You're too scared, I should say, to be vulnerable with somebody who is open and vulnerable with you. Scared to get hurt, scared to feel like they're gonna be played. You know what I'm saying? When they really are the one playing the game. They playing with themselves. Again, gambling with the connection. Tell me more. Give me like 2, 3 cards and then I'm going to pull another deck. Anything I say can be used against me. So I just listened to your inspirational message. Well, thank you, Edwin. They do. They definitely do end up playing themselves. Yeah, no contact. Block, separation, disagreement, and so when you so I'm gonna give y'all an example, a personal example. My first terrible relationship was the abusive relationship. You know, I told y'all damn near 30 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, this person would he couldn't ghost me because he really didn't have nowhere to go. But what he would do is he walk out the house mad about something and come back 10, 15 minutes later, but always saying I'm leaving. And I used to be like, bye. And he would never just leave. He wouldn't go anywhere. He would just come right back. I'm like, I thought you said you were leaving. He wouldn't leave. I think that intermittent thing of leaving, and I don't know. I think the previous girlfriend used to beg him to come back. I was just like, just go. If you're going to go, go. He wouldn't, right? So I warned him, because of all of that reneging, you going to go do something and then you're going to come back. You're going to do something, come back. I told him, I said, listen, I'm not going to play with you. And I use the terms reneging like when you play spades. I said, listen, if I say it's over, I'm not taking them words back. So if I jump to it, like if I get to it, if you hear me say it, trust and believe. Ain't gonna be no going back, right? And so he just kept testing the waters until we got there. And I was like, you know what? This is over. I'm fucking done. And he thought, he was like, all right, I'm going to let her get her frustration out on me. And I'm like, it's too late. Like, I'm at the tipping point. Now, that was, for me, volatile. I'm more of a silent, okay, I said what I had to say. And I watch how people behave. And they behave a certain way. Then I just, pack up and I move on. I don't sit there and I ain't got no argument for you. I have no explanation. I don't really care to say much because what else is there to say? You have behaved in the way you meant to behave. So we done. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm. Universal unconditional support to your channel. Thank you. I say, I say. Nice to meet you, Edwin. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for commenting. Yeah, and I hope that things start to change for all of us. And no more paycheck to paycheck. Whatever you're meant to be doing that you love, I hope that it comes to you and your blessings are magnified. Tell me more, Spirit. So, yeah, contact with this person because you want peaceful vibes. No more drama. Calm mind and soul alignment. Black Cherry, what is that before the Ashe? You know why I'm asking? Because I keep seeing it. I don't know if it's an emoji and y'all see it one way and I see it another. But it's driving me nuts because it's on a lot of people's comments. And I'm like, well, what in the world is that supposed to be? It looked like Chinese American letter. I don't know what it is. Mm. Mm-hmm. Well, you're a whole philosopher over here, Edwin. Would you happen to be a Sagittarius? I'm just asking. But yeah, we're balancing the scales now. So let me go back to this. I'm sorry. It's a hyphen? Oh, it don't look like that on my end. That's weird. Okay, so it says, again, no more drama, calm mind, and soul alignment. When you, excuse me, when you decide calmly with a clear mind, right? Your head over your heart now. I want peace. I don't want the drama no more. Your soul starts to get grounded and more aligned. You know what I'm saying? It's more aligned with and that brings the peace because you're no longer letting anything or anyone rattle you in any way. You like you don't get emotional when you get calm and you decide that you desire peace and you don't want that drama anymore. It doesn't rattle you anymore. It's not going to trigger you. It doesn't shake you. You know what I'm saying? Tell me more, spirit. It's a hyphen. No, I think y'all misunderstanding what I'm saying. Because I'm seeing that, like with Black Cherry, when you did those 3 laughing emojis, you put a hyphen before that. Because I know how, those different letter symbols for Ashe, but before the letters, I don't know what that is. Anyway, tell me more. Give me one more. We got avoidance. Yeah, ghosted and hiding, conflicted, introspecting, and feeling guilty. This person does feel guilty, and that's part of them not being able to share their feelings. Oh, and bottom of the deck, I don't usually see this card. Distractions, options, always busy, wandering eye, and kept you waiting. So this person was trying to keep you waiting for what you wanted was a real connection. They also kept you waiting for an apology or a meetup or a heart-to-heart conversation. This person will play these type of games because they are avoidant of their feelings, right? They're always in hiding. They're always doing something else. They're always got options. Maybe this person works a lot. Maybe they got other connections that they're in. They feel guilty too. So also, this person knows that if you are grounded, calm, and you don't want the drama, they can't come back to you the way they have in the past, right? So it's more like they know that they would have to come with an explanation to explain why they did what they did, why they ghosted, or why they keep sabotaging the connection, right? You know, this person don't want to explain themselves. They also aren't ready to heal. This person, that they're not ready to say what it is that needs to be said or do what needs to be done, right? Because an apology is not enough. It has to be changed. And I'm getting that this person would rather choose the options to distract themselves than to face you. I feel like their pride and ego will not let them face you. And then that will keep you waiting. And another thing, sometimes these people keep you waiting in the same energy, right? Like, you can feel them, like, telepathically. You can feel them, like, I want to come in. I want to say something so bad. But they won't do it. So it's like, because you have the connection with them. And people don't realize this until they go through it, I would say, that you have a certain level of intimacy, and it doesn't even have to involve of the actual nature, right? But you could have a certain level of intimacy with a person that you can feel them on that 5D level, right? 4D, 5D level. And this person is standing at the precipice of, I want to say something, but real that pride and ego pushes them back. That fear, you know what I mean, of being vulnerable pushes them back. But they're always right there with the, because a lot of times they don't want to be the ones that have to do it. They want you to do it. They want you to restart the connection. They want you to show up. They want you to, break the ice, right? So they don't have to. That therefore they don't have to be vulnerable with you. Tell me more, spirit. It says, do you miss the old times? We see this person stays in nostalgic energy, hoping that you miss them. They're saying, oh, I miss you. You don't miss us? Right? And it's not that you don't miss some old times, but you're not in that nostalgic energy, because when you do reminisce, meaning you do think about them, 9 times out of 10, you think about what it would be like to do this all over again and to get your feelings caught up. And when you get that clarity of, man, if we do this again, they ain't gonna do nothing but the same thing, because that's all they know how to do. You're not interested in doing it again no more. But this person would rather have you in nostalgic energy, Spirit said. Mm. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, Edwin. I'm laughing at Carmen. You say you would rather drag your your behind on shattered glass across the floor. Oh, that's a good one. I ain't never heard that one. Mm-mm. Yeah, they can't comprehend, Edward. Edwin. They can't comprehend. This person, this is the type of energy that stays in a state of confusion, because they don't understand why you won't be what they want you to be. But that puts y'all in a standoff energy, because they won't be what you need them to be either. Tell me more, Spirit. She said, I kid you not. My karmic keeps asking about you. Yeah, so their distraction asks about you, because they know they want them, this person's people around them, their karmic toxic environment, that Spirit mentioned, the toxic environment, they ask about you, because they want to know why you ain't with the collective. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't want to play with our futures. I ain't playing again. And that moon is very confusing. It gives off that delusional energy, right? But this person here, the people that are around them know that they're not happy in the state that they're in. They're not happy without you. Tell me more, Spirit. It says, I don't want to bring you into my drama. No, because they know you don't want to be in their drama. This person know you fed up, but instead of letting you be peaceful, they'd probably rather come to you. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to drag you down with my stuff. That's why I avoided you. That's why I ghosted you. That ain't the truth, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now, that ain't the truth. They saw that you was finished. They saw that you were fed up. They saw that you were done playing games on their terms. All right, you were not interested in the games at all. And because they know that you're fed up, then they want to make it seem like it's their idea. I couldn't come around. I couldn't bring that into your life. That's not fair to you. Yeah, so they ghost you, then come back with the nostalgic energy, but assume that you would just pick up where y'all left off. And Spirit said, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. Tell me more. I want to take you away from everything and everyone so we could be reconnect in peace. Yeah. So this person would love to reconnect with you, but they don't want the distractions. They don't want nobody in your ear saying to you, I wouldn't do that if I was you. They don't want that because that's too much like right. They don't want anybody talking no common sense to you. They don't want you to they know that they're easily distracted. So they know that they gotta hone in and focus on you. But that's the challenge and the lesson because y'all at a stalemate and you're not giving them none of that attention to get you alone. Tell me more. I know that's right. They can lie right up in that bed. I know that's right. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so the distractions are miserable and they want to seek revenge because I don't want them and they treated them bad. Yeah, so this person is in this inferno with the karmic. They burning up together. Their life is in flames and at a breaking point. So whoever they chose over you and decided that that person or that situation was more important than their connection with you is up in flames right now. Nothing you need to see here. Don't even worry about it. Not your business, not your monkey, and not your circus. This person is at a breaking point in life, and that is their issue. Hopefully, though, and I feel like this, whether there's a reconnection of a connection anyway, hopefully that whatever their breaking point breaks them wide open enough to see what it is they need to see and acknowledge the unconscious that they need to bring to their conscious for their sake, not for yours, not for the connection, but for their own sake. That's the only way they're going to grow is when they're open, they're wide open, because this person wants to go with the flow. They like things to be easy, right? It's given 9 of coins. I'm sorry, 9 of cups. Yeah, 9 of cups. It's given like I don't really want to think for myself. I don't want to have to do much. So I'm just gonna roll with it. So if they rolling with this self-sabotage, it's because they're lazy, emotionally lazy. And they feel like, well, this is my fate, so I just gotta live with it, you know? And Carl Jung was like, okay, you know there's a deeper problem. You know how they said they say in oh gosh, what do they call that? Substance abuse meetings, right? That was highly publicized. The first way to deal with a problem is to acknowledge that you have one. This person don't really want to bring their subconscious to the forefront. And it says, you trigger me and I don't like it. I need to work on that before we talk again. Yes, this person is emotionally charged by you. They know no sooner they talk to you, they'll run right back into the hole that they've been in. Like right back. This person knows that there's something about you that's so special, so calm, so sweet, so loving, that they're unable to handle it. So they'll just run right back into that same isolation. And it won't take long. You might talk to them one time and they poof, they're gone. Mm-mm. Thank you, Edwin. All right. Where was I? What deck was I about to use? I know I was going to use. Oh, it was right here in my face. Light seers, y'all. Good chatting with you, Edwin. Thank you for coming. Hope you liked, shared, and subscribed. Yeah, we enjoyed your conversation tonight, Edwin. Got a lot of wisdom about you, young man. I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're a young man. Uh-oh. Yeah. Damn. Wow. Okay. I normally don't do this, but we're going to do it tonight. So you're in a stalemate with this person, to a source. Their life is chaotic right now with the Chariot in reverse. And their home life is in an upheaval for a while. They may be pretending that everything is just fine, everybody's well and, accounted for or whatever. But there is a strong current. Not even spirits. I was about to say undercurrent. Spirit said, no, 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 no. There is a strong current of chaos within their life right now. And this person is in, um, they're in denial. I mean, it's like a refusal. It's nihilism. They refuse to acknowledge the problem so that the problems can be adjusted, changed, fixed. This person is not doing that. They're just sitting in the middle of the chaos with a blindfold on, trying to act like it's not there. You know, and this is the kind of energy that's definitely not serving this person. So I don't know if they lost a home, evicted from a home, or about to be. This person is not acknowledging the problems that they actually have, and that's really unhealthy for them. Tell me more, spirit. Oh, you're a Gemini. With some Cancer plate. No, is that Cancer or Libra? With Libra placements? Oh, Libra, duh. 91. Okay. You got Gemini rising or Gemini moon? Oh, that's a moon. Okay. Hmm. So my moon is I'm a Gemini with a Libra moon. Mm, nice to know ya. 10-1-91. Yeah, you a young man. I could have birthed you. All right, we got 3 of Wands here. Well, I tell you, this person will keep you waiting, feeling like they really gonna get it together. I'm trying to tell you, they would keep you waiting, making you feel like they really gonna get it together. I don't feel like they have any intention of making the effort. Because again, they sitting in this blindfold energy, not wanting to acknowledge what their issues are. This person will not face their shadow. They're going to let life take them to the pits of hell, all because they didn't take the effort that they needed to take. Tell me more, spirit. And then you got, yeah, this person lost on the journey. Page of Pentacles in reverse. This person's really confused. Mm. You got Capricorn placements like that? Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto. Woo. Oh my gosh. You want stubborn something. And you probably, you know what? You probably are, if I'm right, what I read, but you probably intimidate, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but you probably intimidate people with logic. People don't like to do it your way. Maybe because it makes too much sense. Hi, Barbara. Yeah, hi, Barbara Butler. It could be, I don't know why I feel that about you, Edwin. I don't know. Or maybe you need to assert yourself a little bit more to make it make sense for people. Tell me more. All right, we got the Eight of Pentacles. That's the challenge and the lesson. They don't even know the first thing what to be looking for, what to be working on. That's in the challenge and the lesson. To put in the effort. Remember, I said, this person, they don't want to put this. I don't know why it ain't come out yet, but the Nine of Cups. This person is very lazy, emotionally lazy. This person will make you do all the heavy lifting in the connection because they're confused. They're very much a damaged little girl or boy with this Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, they're lost, they're damaged, they're anxious, they're waiting, but at the same time, they're refusing to do the work. They're refusing to change. They're sitting in chaos. They're losing homes. They're losing opportunities. And all because they will not budge. Because they're going to sit and allow fate to do what fate do. Well, fate coming. Fate is active as we speak. Because if that's in the past energy, this person's still confused and they're challenged with the Eight of Pentacles to put in the work. It's because they don't know what to do. This person don't seek help either. So here it is. You're never going to know what to do if you don't seek help. Tell me more. You're welcome, Edwin. Tell me more. Yeah, king. But yet they want to be in control. Like they want to be in charge. They want to be seen. They want to be respected. Like, make that make sense. Here it is. They want to be a whole King of Wands, but they operating like a whole Page of Pentacles in reverse. All right, bottom of the deck. What is this? Yeah, Four Swords. This person needs to heal. That's what Spirit is saying. I'm sorry, I can't get this up here. They need to heal. They need to make some effort toward healing. They need to take a pause before they come toward you. Not even you. Before they take a step in life, it is time for them to regroup and ground whatever the connection is that they're dealing with. Okay? Because what this is telling me, it ain't about no love. It's about how they relate to people in their life. And I'm getting, there's a lot of laziness with this person, but yet they want to be seen as the person on top. But Spirit has said they can't be on top if they're not making actual effort. And they're not acknowledging their problems with the Two of Swords here. This person is not accepting that they could be the culprit, or that the signal is coming from within. That they're not going to do that. Not easily. Not in a vulnerable way. Not with you. They're just not going to do it. This person would rather, you know what I'm saying, lead with control issues than acknowledge any shortcomings they might have and work toward fixing them. They'd rather be distracted. But Spirit is saying they're going to have to go sit this one out. You know, no more rounds, no more running into you, no more gambling, no more playing in your energy. Spirit said that them days is over. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, yeah. Whatever family situation they have, whether it was you or somebody else, it's all falling apart. They're losing a lot of money. There's no stability there. Well, damn. Tell me more, Spirit. Yes, a lot of confusion and delusion with this person. They feel like they have a lot of options. That's there. This person feels like they have a lot of options. But they're really confused as to what option is the best option. Now, confusing and knowing, they kind of resonate. But I feel like this person feels like you're the only option. But they have people or situations in their life willing to be an option. So they're trying to figure out, do I go with my deepest fear, or do I keep playing out here and gambling, and then maybe one day collective will take me back? You know, I just feel like they're gambling with their life, really. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, and this person is weak. Spirits are very weak. Challenging a lesson. This person will not. They can't hold back from you anymore, but also they can't charge forward with the Strength card in reverse. So this person is lacking the skill set to put in the effort, whatever that is with you, friendship, relationship, romance. This person is challenged. What is this? Yeah, and you're not talking to this person. High Priestess. You're not putting no energy into this person. You already know, like I said, telepathically, you feel this person wanting you to wait. You feel this person stalling, sitting in that fear. Like, you already know what you need to know when it comes to this person. Like, this reading tonight is confirmation. That's it. If you moved accordingly based on how this person treated you, that's the smartest thing you could ever done. All right? Move around. Why? Because this person is sitting on a behind. So be the high priest that you are. Focus your love and attention on on yourself. And recognize how confused this person is, but how likely that they want to be considered the king. Bottom of the deck again. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Once you start to heal and work on yourself, the world is your oyster. You know what I'm saying? The pearls are for you. And this person is going to have to get it together. Spirit said this person cannot come back to you without an offer. Physical offer. So not only an offer of love, like it can't just be words. There has to be something tangible connected to that offer, Spirit said. And if it's not right, you can't receive it. The offer, you already know, like you have your checklist in your mind, your standards in your mind. Shit, write it down. See if they cross the T's and dot the I's. All I'm saying is this person can't come toward you. If Spirit said if they owe you something, they got to pay you back. If they took something from you, they got to give it back. And it needs to be an acknowledgement that they held on to your things. Or they took something from you, or whatever it is. Yeah, no, everybody don't want no offer, Carmen. They don't. But this person also knows that there's no possible way to connect with my collective without making a significant offer. What I'm getting though is because they are very vulnerable. You trigger them type of energy. Depending on what the offer is, they may not be able to give it to you. They might not have the ability, the means to give you the offer that you would accept. The means has a lot to do with who they are, not what they have. They may not know enough love to give you what you deserve. Y'all take that how it resonates. If it don't resonate, don't take it. But you got somebody here who they know they can't. Oh, Spirit said they can't lie to you. The high priestess. They know you know everything. They know you know. This person might even get readings on you. Whether they do it themselves or they pay somebody to do it. But they know you know. Oh, baby, they know you know. Well, this is a player from the Himalayas that's doomed to get their feelings hurt and stay hurt. Unfortunately for them, not your monkey, not your circus. You don't owe this person anything. You gave them your loyalty. You already gave them your love. They didn't know what to do with it. Spirit said you owe them nothing. Yep, and now you get a new beginning. You will start a new job, a life, and clean sweep over. Hit the reset button. I think that's drop the mic right there. Don't worry about the offers with this person. You can sniff through it. Don't worry about having your feelings on safety. This person ain't gonna let you take the gun out the holster. For real. Because if they come back to you without doing what we said, making some effort, change, acknowledging the self, like, make those unconscious feelings come up so that they can deal with them. They make no conscious effort to be different. By the time you rendezvous with this person, have a I wouldn't call it a reconciliation, but a reconnection in some way. How they heal or didn't heal is not going to be missed on you. All right, you will Queen of Swords this person fairly easy, because you'll be able to see that there's nothing different, that they're still lost, they're still waiting, they're still wanting and desiring, but little has been done. All right, so I appreciate y'all coming tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell anytime I come on. That way you're notified, okay? You never know what I'm going to do. Drop a free reading that night, meaning you come in, get your name on the list, and get that reading. Or we do some live donation reading. You never know. You never know to know. It is how spirit will lead me at the time. So make sure you join the family, and we can stay in touch. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna bid y'all tonight. Good night. Tonight. Excuse me, y'all. Peace.